Covers how to create featured listings on your website. I'm going to drill down within the listings container and the featured subcontainer and then create a new listing here. And the easiest way, as I've shown you in the other screencast, to start this is just to duplicate one of the pre-existing resources. And I'll choose A61 Silver Tip Heights. I'm going to right click on this and duplicate resource by left clicking on duplicate resource and then left clicking on the OK button. So you'll see the ID of 120 is come up here in italics. That means the page is unpublished and not viewable on the site. And we'll go through and start to add our own content that relates to the listing that we would like to publish. I'm going to choose 111 104 Armstrong Place, and we can just drop that in here. One thing I'll show you, if you would like, you can use the variable page title, and that will duplicate what's in the title right here. And if you were to duplicate this resource, it would be there for you for the next page that you create. So that's just a quicker way to get all of this text in here. Let's 111 104 Armstrong Place. We'll choose that as our URL alias. That's the address that you would type into a browser. The summary is important. That's what shows on the home page. Let's go ahead and save now, just to make sure that our work is getting saved and we don't lose it. One thing you want to make sure is that you do put the address in the menu title and not the page title variable, or template variable as it's called. I'm going to change the menu index to -1 here because I want this to sit at the very top, just to ensure that we have the most recent or most current listings at the top. If I were to put, I believe 861 Silvertip has a menu index value of 0, and if you go on down, 1, 2, 3. So if you were to do -1, that will put this at keep this at the top. So let's get the content over. I've got this pulled off of your brochure PDF, and we'll just clean it up here. If you were to copy this over from Word, you would just click on to this Word icon and then paste directly into that field. It rips out the formatting, which is great, and cleans it so it's ready. The brochure PDF I've already uploaded, and let's find that. So I believe that's right here. So if you wanted to upload that, you could. This property featured is best managed by copying and pasting the information that you'd like there on the first line at the end. So I did that there. I'm going to go ahead and delete this. So the first line, now we just need to go in and clean this up. So if I hit a carriage return, it continues to make bullets. These are heading 5s, just in case the formatting does go wonky. You can fix it up by adding a heading 5 formatting to the text and then ensuring that it's in the bulleted list. So I'll go through, make sure we've got all of these looking good, and save. Let's go ahead and take a quick preview. You'll notice that the images will be reflective of what was on Silvertip Heights, but some of the text should now show, which is great. So we see that we've got our price, we've got this bulleted list down here, and now we're going to go through and complete the remaining values. Building features I'll leave blank. If you wanted, you could just copy this and then duplicate and then modify. We'll go through and now get the address information, and that is 111, and then the full, I'm sorry, that was the number of the address, so the unit number, and then here is the address. If you choose a neighborhood here, it will be displayed with a link to the neighborhood on your website, or you can overwrite that by typing something in this field, and I'm just going to use other as an example. And then now we'll go through and add these other values. 2 bedroom, 2 bath. I'm going to rip out lot size, property tax 2292. The date was correct there. Parking space is 1. If you have a floor plan in a PDF, you can upload that there. And let's copy the URL. You don't really need the HTTP, just the www.rollerpage.com/UID. And I've got some of the images already onto my computer and uploaded to the server, and I've done that. Done the upload in another screencast, so I'll save time here and just insert the image off of the server. And you'll see that the KC Finder is looking at the server. I'm going to look here within the image directory. We have our featured listings. If I wanted to create a new subfolder for another property, I would do that by right-clicking on featured listings and then left-clicking on new subfolder. Again, reminder to keep all of the folder names without white spaces. I put these hyphens here in between 111 and 104 in Armstrong Place, and that ensures that all our browsers are going to preview these images or view these images correctly. So we've got our first image, which is 380 in width by 450 in height. This is pixels, and we make sure that we have those cropped or sized properly. And now let's go pull one of the larger main slider images into this resource. Hopefully that'll show here in a second. And it's waiting. Hopefully we get this in a second. If you ever see that this KC Finder does fail or doesn't show, you can always refresh it. You can just kill the window and hopefully it will connect to the server without too much trouble. Okay, it's a little bit slow, but there it is. Let's go grab our first main slider, which is great, and then these others I'm going to pull out because they are not related to this listing. Let's save now and take a quick look of all our work. We can click to this tab and just right click and refresh. I'm using Firefox. My refresh button is not readily available, so I'm just going to highlight the address bar and then click enter. We should start to see, yes, that looks better. We've got our photos. It looks like the data's coming in well. Our neighborhood is showing here. We've got our download brochure. Yeah, that's looking good. All right, and this is the detailed I call it the feature photo and featured details, which we'll want to replace now. So we can go back to our resource and scroll to the bottom, or almost the bottom, and then start to add relevant data here. I put an emphasis on the Trailside Lodges complex, and I'm going to upload a photo or a map image, and then just add a little text here which relates to the development, and delete these as they are not specific to this listing. So you can have as many as 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 feature photos. You can have as many as 5 main slider photos. Change frequency we've gone over before. These are our SEO variables. If you wanted to, you could drop in some keywords related to your listing. It's always good just to have the property name, Canmore. Maybe you might want to put 2 bedroom, 2 bath, and let's save. Final step we'll want to do is go up to our settings tab and click on publish to make this viewable for everyone to see, and then also give it a publish date in which it is reflective of how recent this listing is. So the more recent publish date you give it, the higher in priority, it'll show up on both the home page and the featured page. So we see it's here, the first place in the slider, and then also if we were to go to featured listings in the home page, we'd see that now it is also in the first place of this page, which is great. And this is looking pretty good. We've got our links here within our toolkit, Google Maps, Street View. That is how you will maintain your featured listings in a nutshell.